I don't know how true this is, but I just read an article about the British High Commission apologizes to Julius Malema over the visa denial issues. I don't know how true this story is, but I guess it's true when it's coming from different publications. I'm reading the one from IOL. So the British High Commission in South Africa formally apologized to the EFF leader Julius Malema over visa delays prevented him from attending the Cambridge conference despite early application and priority processing. The British High Commission in South Africa has issued an official apology following the UK Home Office failure to process Julius Malema's visa application. The economic freedom fighters leader was due to travel to the UK for his scheduled address at the Africa Together conference at Cambridge University this weekend. Responding to the fallout, British High Commissioner to South Africa, Anthony Phillipson, apologized in a formal letter attributing the failure to delays caused by the necessary steps required to consider visa applications and the unfortunate timing of some recent UK bank holidays. Okay, so it's bank holidays causing all of these frictions happening. I have been following the processing of the necessary visa of Mr. Malema. The person speaking, of course, is the commissioner of the British His name is Mr. Phillipson. He is saying, I have been following the processing of the necessary visa for Mr. Malema, and I'm writing to personally apologize. I recognize that this will be deeply disappointing, especially as a delegation applied in advance and some paid for priority as service. I am afraid, though, that I have no means of intervening in the decision-making process itself, which is solely a matter of the Home Office. I renew my sincere apologies again to them that the Home Office were unable to process the application in time on this occasion. Okay, yeah, Malema, known for his outspoken views, was seen as speaking there or on Twitter, saying whatever he was saying. You know, Mr. Julius Malema, the leader of AfriForum, he credited himself. He wanted to tell the whole world that Julius Malema not going to the UK, it was because of him. But that one, we're going to speak about it on a separate video, because how dare this man want to involve himself in things that have nothing to do with him? They have nothing to do with him. Because, no, Julius Malema not going to the UK is because of us, AfriForum. We've been calling for the sanctions of Julius Malema everywhere, in the UN, in the UK, the British Corporation, everything. We've been telling them, hey, ban this man, hey, sanction these guys. So it's us here, AfriForum. We won. Let me read the article I was reading to you guys. The High Commission further indicated that the delegation may withdraw their applications and that the Home Office will fully refund all application fees inquired, including the priority service application. In a statement posted on his ex-Twitter account on Wednesday, Julius Malema expressed outrage, where even his EFF supporters and other supporters from different political parties saw all of this unjust. They saw this unjust, so they went on and followed the outrage of the Twitter of Mr. Malema. And of course, many people supported him, not just his EFF people, because they thought and they felt and they saw the unjustness of this whole process. It was a deliberate attack on a fellow black outspoken leader who comes from Africa, who has wild views that goes against the British people and the UK, them known as the West. Okay, the British authorities have denied me a visa to London. This is the tweet from the CIC, Julius Malema. The British authorities have denied me a visa to London for the Cambridge conference this weekend, providing no substantial justification. It is clear to me that this is an attempt to silence a dissenting political perspective. Shapa Sekhuwa Malema. So much for people saying it didn't go to school. Malema further described the move as unacceptable and spineless. It was spineless for the UK to do that to him. The UK are bullies, guys. We will also what they did with Andrew Tate. And I hate to bring Andrew Tate into this discussion, but yeah, I'm bringing him. So what? Andrew Tate is from, has two citizenships. His mother, of course, is from the UK. He has a citizenship in the UK. He also grew up there. He's also an American citizen. His father is from America, but he spent most of his time in the UK. So now, with all of these allegations of him human trafficking, which they're still failing to prove up until today, in fact, he's now winning cases against all the people who were speaking bad about him and spreading misinformation about him. He's taking them to court and is winning. If you weren't following the story, then you wouldn't know. He's winning and he's suing the hell out of everyone involved in smear campaigning against him, lying about him. He's winning, he's making a whole lot of money, suing even big corporations, even the BBC. He's going after them, he's not playing with them to prove that they were just lying. They want him based on lies. Based on lies, they're willing to make his life a living hell. In Parliament in the UK, they speak about Andrew Tate. Imagine, like in South Africa, in Parliament, we are now speaking about some guy who has some wild views. Speaking about McG. Yeah, McG. Of course, I'm not trying to simulate Andrew Tate to McG. McG is far from being Andrew Tate. But he's outspoken. McG, both Andrew Tate, they are. Now Parliament is making a subject matter a national issue about McG's comments online about women, about this, about that. That's what they're doing to Andrew Tate, and they're not playing. Politicians are using this as a political campaign, using Andrew Tate's name as a smear campaign. So if they can do it to their own citizen, imagine Julius Malema, what they will do to him as a black outspoken leader who was even going against the likes of Elon Musk and these people. Who are these people? And it's gonna be bad for him, for him to go to the UK. Let's be honest. Julius Malema going to the Cambridge conference. We all know what he was gonna be saying there. Imagine him saying all of those things there in British, there in the UK. There's many clips of him going to Britain, of course, in the UK, to speak about certain things. There was a conference that was held 8 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. He was there speaking, saying some wild things. They were not happy. Went controversial, the clips. Went controversial, the videos, all publications all over the world. Hey, this black leader. Hey, this radical. Hey. So imagine now, in the midst of everything with Elon Musk, what he was going to be saying there. And with all that being said, as I conclude, this has nothing to do with AfriForum and their leaders. They are so irrelevant. They want to take credit for into says Aye man. But it is what it is, guys. We thank you very much. Thank you.